is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And tonight, I've got a good one for you. We're going to cover a meme project that nobody seems to be talking about on YouTube, and I am getting fartcoin vibes about this project. Yeah, fartcoin vibes about a stupid project. So we are going to cover a big mistake I made jumping into stupid, one that you don't ever want to make. And then I'm going to show you how I corrected that mistake. And then we're going to go into what I expect for stupid in the next few months. I'm going to show you the chart and exactly what I think is going to happen and when it is going to happen. But before I get into any of this, you need to understand that none of this is financial advice. Anything I say in this video, don't go jumping in head first, doing something stupid, buying into stupid, or you could end up a homeless bum living out of a garbage can in somebody's back alley. I'm serious. So don't be stupid, guys. Okay, so let's start out with the website. I'm going to show you a quick video from the website, and this will reveal what caught my attention about this meme coin project that is on the Solana chain. So let's jump to the website. Here we are on the stupid website, and I like the website. This is silly. It's got, I think the meme vibes here are really good. So let's just click on the video here to get the quick story, and then you'll see what I like about it. And then we'll jump into the tokenomics. Here we go.
Stupid was created January 25th, 2025 by Bitcoin maximalist Fred Krueger. No snipers, no cabal, 100% organic on a live stream. Fred wanted to prove meme coins are stupid. He declared, "Class is over. Now, stick to Bitcoin." The community rallied around the token and took over Stupid. 3 days later, stupid.com, the greatest domain in meme coin history, is secured. Stupid has the most unique origin story, a ticker and word used by billions of people, the most passionate community, and a master plan for stupid.com. Join the community now.
Okay, so there we have it. I like that. I mean, the website is well done. It's got the juice. I like this as a meme. And of course, with the credibility of the guy who started it, when, you know, you're not really being serious trying to make a bunch of money on a meme and it just catches on, that's what a meme needs to have a monumental bull run, you know, to make the 100x or the 1000x gains. And so that's what caught my attention. So now let's look at the tokenomics, and then I'll show you the mistake that I made. So we'll pop over here to Dex Tools, and here we can see that there's 994 million in the total supply, and all of that is in the circulating supply. So it's all out there, okay? So they can't flood any more into the circulating supply. There's no surprises there. It was fair launched, it's community driven, and look at the market cap. It's at 1.36 million. So when you look at, say, Fartcoin, which is just, I mean, to this day, I cannot believe that a project like Fartcoin could take off like it has. But let's just look at where Fartcoin is in market cap and compare this to what potentially could happen with Stupid. So we see that Fartcoin has a market cap of 398 million. So let's say we got seriously lucky, and I'm not saying that this could happen, but it could. It's possible. If Stupid were to go completely stupid and be as successful as Fartcoin, you're talking about a 400x. So that's kind of what attracted me to the project. Now let's jump over to the chart. So here's the chart, and I'll show you what I did that was wrong. I broke the fundamental rule, the golden rule that I set myself. And when Stupid did this and blew up, I broke the rule that I always preach on my channel, and that is to never, ever, ever buy into a run. If something's going vertical like this, it's too late. You're gonna get your butt burned if you make a habit of buying into runs. You should buy down here when it's lying low on the ground like a dog. You don't buy when it's a rocket ship going vertical, or this could happen to you. So this thing surges up, and it was, I believe, June the 25th, and I buy in the first time at around, I think, 0.8, and then I sold it at 1.5 cents. Starts to come back down, and I said, well, I'm going to buy back in. It's still going, and I bought in again at 1.1 cent, and then it really plummeted, and then it jumped all the way back up again, and I started to get seasick. So I continued to DCA as this thing went underwater on me, and I had to watch it go all the way back close to my entry point and then just to stay underwater. And it continued to stay underwater for months on end until we're here today. We're sitting at a price of 0.00136. Okay, so you'll notice you have the initial surge. Boom, there it goes. And then every surge after that, here's the second wave. It's just like waves in the ocean. You get the big wave you can surf, and then you got some smaller waves in between, and then you get another big wave. So the next surge is smaller, lower high. The next surge is smaller, lower high. The next surge, lower high. The next one, lower high. And it's calming down. And now we're at this final surge here of 0.001364. And I've been doing the DCA game. So that's how I corrected the mistake of breaking my rule that you never buy into a run. And DCA means dollar cost average. So that means I continue to buy a little bit as the price continues to sink, which brings my overall average price down from the initial mistake that I made in buying so much of this. And so I think I started out at 1 cent, then I had a few purchases at 0.009, and then I started really doing the DCA in August when price went down to 0.0038. There's some 3.5s in there, 3.7s, and then I started buying again at 0.0018 and 0.002, and then continued buying all the way down to 0.0012 at the lowest point, and now we're above my lowest purchase. So that brings my average down overall to 0.0033. That's a lot easier to stomach than the average price of 1 cent, okay, and being that much underwater. So that's what I did to correct the mistake. And now I'm married to this thing. I had to make the commitment, and I'm taking a gamble. I can't guarantee that this thing is going to have its breakout. I'm rolling the dice, and this is degenerate gambling, which investing into memes is nothing but gambling, all right? Now, when is this thing going to break out if it happens to make it? Well, I'll show you something that might give you a little bit of hope if you're like me, where you're sitting on this thing and you're underwater. So here we had that big surge there. Let's see, I'm going to stretch this way out. We're on the 1 week chart now, and we see that the initial pump, when it was released, this sucker went all the way up to a price of nearly 7 cents. I mean, that's just ridiculous. If we even get back to that all-time high, let's just do a quick little calculation here, and let's say 0.07 divided by current price of 0.001364, you're talking 50x, okay? And I think that, hey, 50x is reasonable. I don't think I'll hold that long. I'd be happy with a 20 to a 30 before I'll start swing trading it and getting out at the peaks and buying back in the valleys. That's what I teach people how to do in the private group. You can click the link in the description if you want to learn more about doing that. So back to the topic at hand here. When is this thing potentially going to break out? Well, I'll show you something. If we look at the length of time that transpired between the initial pump, we have the pump and then the dump, but then it goes down into accumulation mode. There's 4 phases of price development in crypto, stocks, and whatever. It's accumulation, consolidation, markup, and then distribution. So this is your markup phase. Distribution means everybody is getting rid of it. And then you have accumulation, where people are quietly accumulating. And then consolidation is when it bumps up out of nowhere and starts to build in volume. And then you have another breakout with a markup. So on this second markup, which was a smaller wave compared to the first one, okay, it did make it to 2.7 cents. And then we quiet back down and we're in distribution. Now I think we're under accumulation. I wouldn't say this is consolidation yet, but we're probably going to start consolidation after we get a crossover here of the fast line, the blue one, over the slow line, the orange, on the stochastic on the 1 week chart. Now, here's where I think we're going to experience the beginning of consolidation and a breakout. Let's just look at the distance, the length of time it took for a complete cycle, all right, of the stupid coin. So going from the January breakout and distribution to the most recent breakout and distribution, that's this line right here. So let's just move this over and do the same thing again. So if we put this line right here at the breakout or maybe at the distribution candle, that sticks us out here into November of 2025. And so that would give us enough time to hang out here, laying low like a dog. And as soon as we see that consolidation bump, you better start paying attention, because if this thing survives, that's when we'll either have another breakout, maybe not as big as this one. It could be a smaller breakout, like a smaller wave, or it could be the big one. Now, I don't think it's going to be the big one, because I don't think the bull run and the bull market peak of the bull cycle is going to happen until first quarter of 2026. Now, if we do experience a breakout here and it's a smaller peak, well, we can do the same thing and stick this line out here, and that will put us into second quarter, late first quarter, or early second quarter of 2026. And there's a lot of people that are out there saying that this bull market cycle is not going to peak until the end of third quarter. And some people are even saying the end of second quarter 2026. So the time to accumulate is now. The time to sell would be in November when we get the breakout. And then you're going to have to get out. I'm going to get out of this thing and let it go all the way back down to the base. Maybe it'll be at a higher base than where we are right now. And then I'll ride this thing again for the bull market peak cycle. That's how I'm going to play this thing. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, there's a lot of other memes that we're going to be looking at. Sato is going to be the next one. I think that's one that not a lot of people are talking about, that I think has a great chart and the potential to be 100x or more. And we'll dig into that on the next video. But you can let me know which memes that you would like me to cover. And you better like, comment, subscribe, and tick that notification bell so you don't miss the next one, because I'm stepping up production. I'm going to try to go after some sponsorships here to help me pay the cost of producing this content. My YouTube content, my YouTube income has gone way down, guys. I had another channel, Go Political. It's Go Political Carlton, if you want to check it out. And I was making enough money, a couple $1,000s a month, to really have this as a nice side job. And it was paying for all of the production costs. And then that kind of went away and my income went way down. Kind of the same of what happened here. Now I'm working on building both channels back up again and utilizing sponsorships to help me pay the bills while I'm trying to get that income back up where it needs to be. So I really do appreciate your support, and be patient with me as I'm increasing production. And again, post in comments and let me know what you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to get to it. So that's all I've got for this one. This is Carlton, and I am out.